My name is Matt Christensen. I'm the founder of Mr. Max. I'm just telling everyone in the world how great Keith Baker, Impact Signs, and now his sons really are. Since the early 80s, we've been with Impact Signs, and we've never left. In fact, we don't even get bids anymore. These guys do a magnificent job. They give us great workmanship. They have it on time, and their prices are great. It's the old American way. Here's what we want, here's what we get, and we always get more than we even thought we wanted. But I just need to tell you that Impact Signs are the greatest, their people are the greatest, and we've been so pleased, we've been so blessed to have these folks as associates with us to help and grow our business here in the Intermountain West. Basically, the type of sign that Impact has always done for us is outside signs. It is so important that you have great outside signs. And they've been the ones, they're the only ones we've used since the 80s, and they've been absolutely wonderful. Keith and I are basically in semi-retirement. We don't like it, but that's just the way it is when you get our age. And now our sons run the business. I have 4 sons and a son-in-law that run our business, and Keith has his sons, but it goes right on. And I think Keith's sons at Impact do a better job than Keith ever thought he could do. So we're with Impact, we'll always be with Impact, and we're blessed to have them.
Probably the largest project that we undertook was the Olympic signs, installing them under the time frames and the legwork that it took to work with the Olympic Committee.
The Ken Garf downtown, that high-rise was a pretty eventful one. We actually brought in a crane that had a luffing jib and had to have 225 feet of reach, and we had to remove the old sign, and the tracks is right there, and the crane actually had to boom its crane up and pull forward to get into the proper position, and we could only pick both sides of the building from one side, so the crane had a luffing jib, they call it, that luffs over once it gets up as high enough to get to the other side. And we installed both of those signs down there and removed the old First Security. And it was kind of a cool job because that was actually the first modern skyscraper, is what they called it, in downtown Salt Lake City, where they actually used aluminum extrusion to put the windows in, and the subframes were all aluminum. So that they called it the first modern skyscraper. So it was kind of historic to work on the building.
Energy Solutions is a good sign. One of the larger projects we've done when we changed that over from the Delta Center. And of course the original Delta Center, as we did that, the interior and the exterior signs at that location really put Impact on the map.
We began our relationship with Impact Signs in 1985 as we were starting out in the Salt Palace. Then used Impact Signs there for our basic signage needs. As we then moved to the new Delta Center, we then saw a need to grow our signage opportunities, and we started then adding some signage in the bowl of the Delta Center. And as we developed and grew, we utilized Impact Signs, and they were very progressive. They were very sensitive to our needs and did an excellent job in meeting those needs. And especially with key sponsors like we deal with, in high visibility, it's very important that we meet our deadline before our season and in changeover times when we're changing over for advertisers. And Impact has been very responsive to meeting our needs as an organization. And probably then it culminated with us actually going out to the market and bidding when we actually changed the new name rights from Delta Center to Energy Solutions Arena. We then actually talked to all the different companies because of the magnitude of this changeover. And we again awarded that major contract to Impact Signs. They were very responsive to the needs that we saw, from the operational and utility costs of that signage to actually then the design and functionality and the illumination of what those signs would mean for us. And then they came in and met the deadlines and also all the specs that they had committed to. I've been very impressed with their commitment to our organizations.
I think that's what sets Impact Signs apart from other companies, is instead of doing the same thing the same way that you did last year or 10 years ago, we're always looking to improve our product and our efficiency and our overall turnaround time. And we're not afraid to embrace new technology and learn how to implement the technology.
CAO was started about 20 years ago by Denson Chow, who was a PhD graduate from the University of Utah. And Denson has also invented and has patented a particular LED that is 360-degree illumination as opposed to point-of-light illumination on most LEDs. We contracted with Keith to help us design a module, an LED module for the sign industry. It has 10 LEDs per module, and this module was primarily developed specifically for the sign industry. And of course, Impact helped us with the development of that. They did some beta testing for us, and we had a good relationship from the very beginning.
I think there's going to be a lot of innovation still to come in the sign business. I can see integration of color LED type displays, radio controlled messages, infrared communication. I think there's a lot of room for growth, and we will explore every new technology.
I like the sense of accomplishment when I drive by a job site and we see a good looking sign that we produced, and I was involved in it from the start to the finish, and that gives me a lot of satisfaction.
I have to just say, no one works the way Impact Sign works. No one cares the way Impact Sign cares. Absolutely no one.